Rolls-Royce is indeed not affordable for ordinary people. Counting all Rolls-Royce in Orr's Hill, it is estimated that there will be dozens of cars smaller. And most of them are old cars with many years of age. This kind of old-fashioned Rolls-Royce is actually not expensive, and most of them have already turned a lot of hands, and finally flowed into wedding companies to make wedding cars, specially used to fool some young people who love face. Therefore, there are very few Rolls-Royces that can really come up with seriousness. The Captain Ross had also thought before whether he would simply find a wedding company and temporarily requisition an old Rolls-Royce. After all, if there is any damage to the car, this kind of old car will be cheaper overall, and the pressure of compensation will not be too great. However, he changed his mind and thought again. Shred has not only a very strong anti-investigation awareness, but also impossible to fool. The most urgent task now is to quickly invite this plague god out of the treasure pavilion, preferably directly get him out of Orr's Hill City. The faster he walks, the better, so at this time must not be extravagant. If getting an old Rolls-Royce irritates him, it will easily cause trouble. Moreover, Isaac's own car is a Rolls-Royce, and the hotel is equipped with 4 Rolls-Royces of different models. Unlike others, most of them only have one Rolls-Royce, and they are very precious, so asking him to borrow is the best chance. Thinking of this, he immediately took out his cell phone and called Isaac. At the same time, Isaac just parked the car at the door of the old house where Charlie lived with his parents, and accompanied him into the house. Charlie looked at the depressed yard and sighed with dismay. When my dad rented this small yard back then, it was as dilapidated as it is now. Later, my parents worked together to clean up the yard little by little and turn it into a warm home. Speaking of this, Charlie couldn't help but sighed, and said, "That auntie should be like my parents, making this place lush as it was once." Isaac hurriedly said, "Master, don't worry, the second lady of the Du family is a well-known virtuous one in Beijing. After she buys this old house, she will definitely restore the house very carefully. I believe that after a month or two, when you come to see it again, this place will change a lot." Charlie waved his hand. "Forget it, I was seen by her the last time I came here, and I will rarely come to this place in the future, unless she returns." Isaac said earnestly, "Master, in fact, you don't need to hide from the second Miss Du's family. She is a good person and she has liked your father for so many years. If you recognize her, I think she will treat you as her own." "That's not even important." Charlie waved his hand and said seriously, "I don't want to be treated as a son by an aunt who loves my father deeply. That feeling is too awkward." After speaking, Charlie said again, "Furthermore, when I was in Japan, I saved the Su brother and sister. I don't want to have anything to do with them." "Hey," Isaac sighed helplessly. "Master, you rescued Jufei and Ziyu. The old man from the Su family will kneel in front of you and knock his head 3 times. Charlie sneered, "I don't need him to kneel to me. When the time is right, I will let him and all the men of the Su family kneel in front of my parents' grave, and kowtowed for the anti-Wade alliance back then." Isaac unswervingly said, "Master, I believe that with your strength, this goal will definitely be achieved in the near future." Charlie nodded slightly, and his eyes refocused on this defeated courtyard. At this moment, Isaac's cell phone rang suddenly. He hurried back a few steps so as not to disturb Charlie, and then said respectfully to him, "Master, I will answer the call first." Charlie gave a hum, and said no more. Isaac walked to the door, only then connected to the phone and asked, "Yes, what can I do?" Captain Ross hurriedly said, "Mr. Isaac, there is something I need to ask you for help. You may have to do this time, and I hope you won't refuse." Isaac smiled and said, "We have known each other for so long, so what is there to be polite with you? Let's get it straight, what's the matter?" Captain Ross explained, "Isaac, there has been a big case in Treasures. A grade A wanted criminal rushed in and took more than 100 people as hostages, and this guy is still strapped with explosives. Ask us to provide him with a Rolls-Royce for the hostage's life. We can only do it with your help." As he said, Captain Ross said again, "There are not many people in Orr's Hill who have Rolls-Royces, and you are the only one who owns multiple Rolls-Royces. So please help me, please help me." Isaac exclaimed, "Treasure's Pavilion? Are you sure it is Treasure's Pavilion? Yeah. Captain Ross hurriedly said, I'm outside the Treasure Pavilion right now. Basically all the police forces that can be deployed in the city have come. Isaac couldn't help saying, I just came out of the Treasure Pavilion 10 or 20 minutes ago, Captain Ross said with emotion. Then you are really lucky. If you come out a little later, you will probably be blocked by Shred. After that, Captain Ross hurriedly asked, Mr. Isaac, is it convenient for you to lend us a Rolls-Royce? You can rest assured that if there is any problem with this car, our municipal bureau will bear your loss. Isaac said without hesitation, Captain, you don't have to be so polite with me. As a law-abiding citizen, it is my responsibility and obligation to provide assistance to the police. Having said that, he immediately said, Wait a minute, I will call and arrange for someone to send you a Rolls-Royce, okay? Captain Ross said excitedly, President, thank you so much for that, don't be polite. After hanging up the phone, Isaac was about to call his men so that they could prepare the vehicle quickly. Charlie walked up to him at this time and asked him, Mr. Isaac, something happened in Treasure's Pavilion? Yes. Isaac hurriedly introduced the matter to Charlie. When Charlie heard this, he said immediately, The situation is urgent and lives are in danger. Don't call, just drive your car over. Isaac said immediately, That's okay. Master, then I will drive to the Treasure Pavilion. You can move around the place meanwhile. I will not take you back, Charlie said. I'll be with you. After that, Charlie had already taken the lead out of the yard. Isaac didn't think much about it, and immediately prepared to help Charlie pull the car door. Charlie opened the car door first, pushed him a bit, and said, The time is urgent, go drive. Okay. Isaac rushed into the cab, started the car, and hurried to Treasure Pavilion. Charlie looked out the window at this time, frowned slightly, and said, Old man, the police said that Shred was discovered by accident and was chased into the Treasure Pavilion. Yes, young master. Isaac said, I guess this guy should have fled to Orr's Hill. He wanted to make some money in Orr's Hill to continue his escape. He didn't expect to be discovered by people from the Orr's Hill City Bureau, so he fled into the Treasure Pavilion in panic. Charlie shook his head and said, I always feel that things seem a little bit wrong. Isaac asked in surprise, Master, what's wrong? Charlie didn't answer his question, but instead asked him, A grade A wanted criminal who has been hiding in Tibet for a long time must be a person with a strong sense of anti-reconnaissance and a strong ability to judge the environment. Such a person, who has very strong escape experience, would choose to escape into a well-enclosed single building like the Treasure Pavilion. Running into the building, isn't it clear to let others catch turtles?